All right, we got the Battle of the Golden Boot coming in this week. LSU's coming to town for a night game at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Second week in a row, we got a night game. Second week in a row, we got a top 10 matchup. Got my man Austin M0430 on X. We got him in here with us, and we'll jump into what we're thinking. We got a bye week, so we don't have anything to recap this week, but we'll get straight into the preview here. So sit tight. Intro.
Yeah, next week's going to suck for him. But other than that, good.
What is happening? Welcome into the Gravity Design Lab studio. Let's get into the show. All right, here we go. Welcome in, Austin. We got an exciting one again this week.
Yeah, we do. Big time matchup.
That's right. So last week we had a bye week. We got some rest. Sounds like there's not an injury designation on Green, which is promising, but I don't think he's gone full speed either. How do you feel about the possibility of, would you rather have a slowed Green or a full go Malachi Singleton?
I like it. Just diving right in. This is like what I wanted to talk about. So, first comparison for me to think about is 2 years ago. Funny enough, it involved LSU too. We had the Liberty game, and we rolled that into the LSU game. KJ played, wasn't healthy, lost us the LSU game. Then he ended up sitting out. Hornsby came in. We lost. I got that mixed up. We lost the Liberty game, and then Hornsby came in, and we lost the LSU game just because he couldn't do anything. That's kind of where I was at with this game. Is Green is healthy. It sounds like he's going to play. How healthy is he going to be? You know, a big part of his game is being able to escape the pocket, make that first guy miss, create something off of that. Is he going to be able to do that? I think that's going to be a huge key for the game, because I was watching something earlier. Jackson Dart had about 25 or 30 rushing yards last week against LSU. And that's including taking away the yardage for sacks. LSU had a handful of sacks against him. So you can probably realistically say he had about 40 or 50 yards rushing by the time you account that in. He's an athletic quarterback, but Green's a whole different level. So is Green going to be able to use that mobility to be able to get 50, 60, 70 yards rushing and his normal escapability? So it's a huge key in the game. I think it's the key to the game.
Yeah, I do too. I think the rushing game in general, I think our running backs need to be good. We're going to be short one, but the way we've been rolling, we're kind of rolling in our dub back into the fold. So you have JJ, who has been a little hobbled himself, but I think he should be fine after a week's rest. And then R-Dub stepping in, Braylon Russell getting that bigger role. I think we're going to be okay in that aspect. So if we have that quarterback that can get it kind of rolling, get it going good, I feel better about Singleton than I did. I thought he was going to be fine, but coming into a top 10 matchup, I was like, I don't know. We'll see. So if he has to go, I feel okay about that. I think he kind of got settled in and got some of that out of his system. And this is a rivalry game. So, it's always throw the records out, throw the rankings out. Us versus LSU. It's always a battle, literally for the boot. And it's a game that I think both teams really care about. And whether one side wants to admit it or not, I think everybody really cares about this game. So it's going to be an interesting one. I think you said the key is going to be the rushing ability. I think the defense is going to be a big key. I think our defense is our strength, and so I think to win a game like this, a highly ranked battle where they have, once again, the other team has a ton of talent all the time. They always have talent. See how they play, but I think I think the defense, if they can keep it kind of one of those dirty, low-scoring games, I think that's where we got our shot. You combine that with the rushing, you have time of possession, and your defense is out there just staying fresh. And I think that's what it's going to take. And see. Now they have speed, so over the top is a little scary. I also don't trust their quarterback too much. I know he's solid. He's a better passer than Green. He has more yards than Green, but he doesn't. I don't think he has that same. Even a one-legged Green, I think, has more mobility than their quarterback does. So, how do you think the defense stacks up against LSU's offense?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of hit on a couple of things there. You were talking about Green getting healthy, and then a couple other things. I think the bye week came at a real important time for us. It not only was it Green that needed a little break, Jackson needed a little break. I got worried last game because Landon Jackson, it looked like he was down like 2 plays into that. And thank goodness he didn't go out because he's a huge part. So I'm sure he welcomed a week of rest as well. But I think that's a real key part too, because Nussmeier, their quarterback, he's more of a traditional passer, not like Green. They have a vertical passing attack. So LSU's always got good running backs, but the key to their offense is they've got a good offensive line that protects Nussmeier and allows him to sit in the pocket and go down the field in passing. What's the best way to disrupt that? It's to get pressure. Down the field passing requires time. This isn't a quick read offense to where he's doing a 3-step drop and then getting the ball out quick. It's something that takes a little bit of time to develop. So the best way to stop that is to get your defensive line to get some pressure. And I think T. Will is creative enough to where they're going to have 4 guys rushing. But one thing I really liked, and if I was a defensive coordinator, which I'm nowhere close to, but I've always liked the looks of having 6 guys up on the line, 5 guys up on the line, but you never know who's coming. I mean, obviously you can look at Landon Jackson and Cam Ball and Gregory, and you're going to know those guys are coming in some sort of fashion, but doing twists, stunts, bringing a linebacker up, you don't know if he's coming, if he's going. I mean, Sori's really good about doing that, and so I think that will be another key, is trying to confuse that offensive line and get some pressure on him and get it quick. That way that he can't just sit back there and lob 20-yard passes all day long.
Yeah, for sure. And that's another thing that gave me confidence against Tennessee. Now, albeit maybe Tennessee isn't as good as what we all thought they were, but our defensive linemen really ripped their line up. And so this will be a how do we look against another top offensive line? Because I mean, they're good. Like you said, they give him so much time back there. But I like your idea of throwing in some linebackers. Who's coming? Who's hitting what gap? Is everybody coming? I mean, just break it loose and leave our quarterbacks and our safeties back there on islands. I think they're competent enough this year to be able to do that. Some, not all the time, but some, as long as they keep it in front of them. I think that could be interesting to see. But yeah, I think we match up well. I mean, we're not. You look at our team, how much we've grown this year from the beginning of the year. Even when we haven't really looked bad, we haven't looked great, but we haven't looked bad either by any stretch. And so I think I'm thinking our defense is going to keep us in all the games. And so our offense just has to do enough to get over that hump. And the over-under is 55.5 for this game. The spread's 2.5 in LSU's favor, which makes sense. I can see, I'm going to go ahead and drop my prediction on you. I can see an Arkansas 24, LSU 21 kind of game. where it comes down to a field goal at the end or just that 3-point differential there. I think Arkansas pulls it out, and I think it's that kind of down and dirty, just under by half a point. But I think that's where I'm at. What do you see coming on that one?
Yeah, so it lined up pretty much exactly how I was hoping it would. LSU had a really they had a win last week, but it took a lot. They went into overtime. They had to come back in a lot of fashion. You know, they barely tied it up at the end, and then they had to score a touchdown in overtime. Of course, it was the first play, but it went how I was hoping it would. They had to leave it all out there. So I think that bodes well for Arkansas. Pretty sure the stats, Pittman is undefeated coming off of a bye week, which is pretty crazy. So there's a lot of things trending in the right direction. It's a night game in Fayetteville. I think the crowd's going to be really crazy. You know, you can't get down early. Keep the crowd in it if it's a close game. I think that favors us. I do think it's going to be a pretty close game. I've said this probably the last 3 or 4 times, but it feels like if Arkansas can get to 30, I think the defense will hold a team under 30. The only teams I'm worried about, I'm a little worried about Texas on that front. And Ole Miss is explosive. Like, they're a team that could score 20. They're a team that could put up 50 on us. I mean, they're so explosive. But the rest of the games, I feel very good about us keeping them under 30. So it's just, can Arkansas's offense not have any turnovers? That's another huge thing, is basically in games we've turned it over, it's either been close or we've lost. In games we haven't turned it over, we've won. I do think we pull it out. I think it's going to be a fairly close game. I'm leaning a little towards like a higher side. I'm thinking it's like a 31. I'll give Shipley one kick. I know Ramsey's not going to be there, but I'll give Shipley one kick. He gets like a 40-yarder, and I'll probably be nervous the whole time watching it. But I'll give us 31-24, slightly over, but about a touchdown lead for Arkansas.
Winning cures all. Let's get out there and win this game Saturday. How do you win at home? You subscribe. You turn on those notifications. You do all the things. You know, you help support us. You help us grow. We've been averaging over 160 views, so that's pretty awesome. We need some of y'all to jump on that subscribe train. It's free. Jump in there, you know. That's helps us bring you this content. Austin's got a baby on the way, so, you know, if we can start monetizing this stuff, that'd be that'd be great. There's a shameless plug. You know, there you go. Drop a subscribe. It's free. All it does is help us out. Maybe I can get a camera that won't shut off on me every so often. That's I got to get that fixed. Anyway, we appreciate all y'all watching. Drop a sub, comment. What do you think your score prediction is going to be? Is it going to be over, under 55? You know, whatever you want to comment. We had a guy jump in. I guess it was Tennessee week, talking about how we weren't going to touch it. We were going to get destroyed. And some random person, I had no idea who it was. And then after we won, somebody came in and said, "Well, that didn't go very well for you," and then called him a bad name. I keep it clean. Keep it clean now. But it's good. It's fun. It's all good fun around here. Go Hogs. We'll see you next week. Maybe probably both of us, but maybe not. It may just be me. We're down to baby time anytime. So y'all say a prayer for my guy and his wife and baby to be. All right, y'all stay blessed, stay passionate. Tell somebody you love them. Let's go Hogs. Let's whoop up on some Tigers. See y'all next week.